What's going on, college football fans? We're doing a live recap right now. We're on YouTube, we're on our Twitter accounts as well. Louisville takes down Miami. Neither of us were expecting it. I thought Miami was going to cover the points. I thought Miami was going to win by double digits, dominate the line of scrimmage. Obviously, Louisville and their inability to run the football this year by the offensive line, just a lot of questions. So we're sitting back watching Louisville, the Cardinals from the very jump, EMAC, just taking it to Miami early in this football game. I'll give you first go at it, man. Like, what are your initial thoughts about what just happened there down in Coral Gables?
Yeah, lots to break down, right? I mean, I think first of all, you give credit to Louisville. My God, I mean, they played out of their mind, ran the football so effectively. And listen, both of us said that if you want a shot to win this game, you have to have balance. You have to be able to establish that run game. And boy, did they ever. Like Isaac Brown, I know he had the fumble there, towards the end of the game that maybe put it a little bit in jeopardy. But man, for 99% of the night, that guy was unbelievable, super explosive, getting out, big, huge runs. Like Louisville ran stretch zone perfectly. And you
Yeah.
know what I love too? I don't know if it was Brom or Miller Moss, but there was one time in particular on third down and long towards the end of the game where Mesidor and Bain were on the same side to the left, and they checked to stretch zone right.
You're
They said,
right.
okay, great. You're going to take those monsters, put them over there? We're going the other way. And they picked up like 15 yards. And so give credit all to Louisville and the way that they executed at a high level and that defense. Like they looked
Yeah.
awesome. I know statistically that they are where they are amongst the best. I mean, I think they are the best in total defense in the ACC right now. But on film, that wasn't really the case when they had played power teams. It was tonight. I mean, they had a plan, and brother, they were aggressive. I mean, both lines of scrimmages, which I thought no way would be dominated by Louisville. They absolutely were.
That's the biggest thing to me is, but I want to start with the offense first because I think that is the main thing when I look at this football game is the offensive plan early on. It was get the ball out of Miller Moss's hands. It wasn't deep drops. It was stay ahead of the chains. And we knew that was going to be the thing. Like we said, like if you're going to have any chance, it's not going to be, like I said, the running game was great, but it was going to have to be Miller getting it out, which he's done this year. Quick hitters, guys have to make someone miss in the open field, and they did that. And I just did not know if you played a dink and dunk game, if you could be explosive enough in that style of offense to be able to move the football down the field to create points. But they did. They were able to get a 5 yard out, a slant route, a quick hitch, whatever it was, catch it, make one defender miss, and then a 5 yard gain turns to a 15 yard gain, to a 20 yard gain. So really applaud the game plan for the offense, getting it out of Miller Moss's hand, highly effective throughout the ball game. And then Chris Bell is an absolute monster, dude. An absolute monster catching the football, 9 for 136, 2 touchdowns. That second touchdown where he caught it, the explosiveness to then separate. Like to me, like the separation speed wise,
Yes.
because he's physical, but the separation speed wise afterwards was just as impressive to get in the end zone. So I thought the offense, first off, EMAC was kind of the highlight for me going against Miami on the road in that environment.
Yeah, no, there's no question. And to give Chris Bell every flower imaginable. I mean, everyone in the stadium knew where the football was going, and nobody
Yeah.
could stop it. I mean, he was electric. And you talk about that explosion. As soon as he gets the ball, boom, vertical immediately. That's something that, we can't stress to receivers enough, right? And you and I think we can't stand that guy catches it, he's dancing, go forward at a high clip. And that's exactly what Chris Bell did all night long. Was really fun to watch that. And man, just you mentioned the plan of attack, getting the ball out, of Miller Moss's hands. What was it was just tremendous, to see that and what they were able to do. And listen, this is what Coach Brom does. Like this dude wins. Think back to all the Purdue games when he's playing Ohio State and they're number 2 in the
Mhm.
country, and it's little old Purdue who has no business thumping those boys. And he has time and time again. There's something about the number 2 team in the country. You don't want to see Coach Brom coming down the track.
What's
Okay.
up with the Friday night games too, man? Like, is it just a Friday night thing too? I swear,
Well, I
like I
think,
was
the ACC thought it was like a really cool thing. Get rid of it because all your great teams get smashed on Friday night.
God. I know. I literally had some guys this morning I was talking to before my flight. They're like, I think tonight's gonna be a big upset. I think tonight's gonna be a big upset, and obviously, and I mean, I don't even wanna get on my Twitter right now because I got a bajillion, Ohio State
Listen,
fans that are
man, those
just
Ohio State Buckeyes have nothing to talk about. Look at their schedule. They play nobody the
yeah,
rest of the
well, I
year.
guess I
Easy
can't
streak.
say that.
Easy streak.
Um, but anyways, I was like, "No, there's not," like, Miami's coming off the bye week.
Yeah.
Miami is the better football team. Miami's playing a brand of football,
Right.
which I believe is sustainable and can win. I mean, all the things that we've talked about over and over again, I'm like, y'all are crazy. There's no way that Miami is losing this football game." And it's just the weird weekday games, man. Like, I don't know, like, you would think coming off a bye that wouldn't matter. Um, and I don't necessarily wouldn't
I
say
know.
like Miami looks sloppy all around besides Carson. I think overall, it's not like
Yeah.
I'm not here to say like I don't think defensively they were super sloppy. I think Louisville just had a great plan. I think the only one to me that
Well,
was super
yeah.
sloppy was Carson tonight.
Right. Well, and I think that's a natural, obvious reaction. He had 4 picks, and a couple of them were just horrendous. Like, he has the check down, he forced them. 3 just weren't great, or 2 weren't great. 2 others were pretty unbelievable plays by the defense. The last one, I mean, that was a heck of a catch. And then I
Yeah.
think it was the second one. I can't remember, where the guy just goes over the top of him. It was a crazy catch to see there. But I don't know, man. I might combat that a little bit, because I thought early the defense did not want to tackle. They didn't want to tackle Chris
Yeah.
Bell. They didn't want to tackle Brown there running free. And I was just kind of looking at guys like, are we okay? Like, is everything good on the defensive side of the ball? Guys not wanting to hit. Now they picked it up a little bit, but even still, and again, the offensive line got whipped, man. I mean, they were getting pushed backwards time and time again and we haven't seen that all year, from this Miami offensive line,
Right.
or quite frankly, from this Louisville defense. And so I think it was just one team maybe taking a little bit for granted, maybe smelling the roses a little bit, and a hungry Louisville team, coming off of that loss to Virginia before the bye week, there's that wanted to prove a point, and Coach Braun
Yep.
fired those guys up. And I will say too, the penalties for Miami were nuts, and just the when they happened, the timing of when they happened, man, it was
Yeah,
not
but
good.
Louisville has some
They couldn't
bad
get out of their
like
own way,
some of these penalties though, with like roughing the passer, just drive me crazy. It's just the
dude.
college football nowadays with how soft we are with quarterbacks, you can't
Yeah,
touch them, and obviously
right,
balls don't lie because a play or two later, Carson ends up throwing an interception anyways. But can we just enough with quarterback gets hit just as he's throwing the football, the penalty comes out. It's like, man, it's football. These dudes are gonna get hit. You can't tell a 300-pounder to just stop on a dime when he's running full
correct,
speed to try to get after a quarterback. So, I
correct.
think penalties, that penalty obviously steps out to me, but I do agree Miami was a little bit sloppy in that category. I do wanna talk about Carson, though, because that is going to be the big topic, and that's gonna be the
Yeah,
big discussion. They said on the broadcast, the most experienced quarterback in the country heading into the season, and he's looked nearly flawless this year. I've been really
right.
impressed with Carson coming off the injury, new receivers, a 17 to just turned 18-year-old receiver in Malachi Tony. Like, there's a lot of chemistry that has to be built. There's a lot of timing. There's a lot of understanding the offenses and the nuances of the offense. And I've been raving about what he's been able to do this season. But then you go tonight, and at times we're just very, very reckless with the football. And I
Yes,
understand that there's moments where you want to take shots, and there's moments where you want to create big plays down the field, but those have to be calculated moments, not when you're trying to throw
right.
a post between 5 defenders and linebackers are dropping, not when a DB doesn't bite on a double move and he's on top of the receiver.
Yes, and the check
Like
down's wide open. Yes,
yeah, and that's what something Carson was so good early on in his career was just like, "Hey, I feel second level defenders, linebackers dropping. Let me just find my check down." And I feel like tonight was a moment of something I haven't seen a lot from him besides maybe like the Florida game a year ago. I feel like I need to create plays down the field. And I get the offense wasn't really running the ball well. I don't but you don't have to force it
right.
like he was doing. I think you could have done what Louisville was doing and
Yes,
dinking and dunking it. They did on the last
yes.
drive, moved down the field, obviously had the tip ball, but yeah, I just thought he got, like I said, way too careless with the football throughout the game.
I totally agree, and it just felt like I was watching him in a Georgia uniform again. Like, it felt like he was pressing, and he didn't need to press. It felt
Yeah.
like he thought that, some of those picks, especially early, but even in the third quarter, like, it was like we were 2 minutes, everything's on the line, we got to go. And I'm just like, whoa, there's a lot of game left. Like, why are we forcing this ball here and there? It was baffling, to see, because again, he had been doing so well with making the decisions, taking what the
Yep.
defense gives him at the checkdowns there, boom, get it to him, let's go. And I don't know, it's going to be fascinating just to hear everyone's mindset as to why, um, the game went the way it did, is particularly on the Miami side. So two more things for Miami, and then however you want to go here.
Yeah.
63 yards rushing, unbelievable. Like that is
Yeah.
horrific.
Unacceptable.
It's embarrassing. Great job by Louisville. We started with giving them their flowers, which they need to have. But Miami, have some pride, man. Like the Joe Moore Award, halftime or midseason award just came out, and you're on that list. Now I'm looking around like, what are we doing? Like, get it going, boys. But I do want to finish on a high note for Miami, and maybe we touch a little more on Louisville, whatever you want to do.
A high note on
Malachi
Miami
Tony,
besides Tony?
superstar, bona fide
Yeah.
superstar, Malachi Tony,
Uh,
best freshman in the country by far.
by
Freak
far.
show, freak show.
I mean, one of the best receivers in the country.
Yes,
He,
already.
he's not gonna be a freshman All-American. He's going to be a straight up
Right,
All-American when it's
right.
all said and done this season. He is absolutely electric with the ball in his hand. So I want to finish this before we get off. Got to get some sleep before a big day tomorrow. Has your opinions of Miami changed after tonight? Do you still believe that right now, after it feels bad and it looked ugly, and Carson just threw 4 picks, and the defense struggled at times, like, do you still believe that this is a team capable of winning a championship?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. And it just stinks that the world just witnessed them have their worst game. Is
Yeah.
this a wake up call? Is it a, here we go, let's ride type of moment for them? Or I don't want to say this too loudly. Is it going to be like what we saw from Florida State, and they just plummet out of the sky
Ooh,
after
don't say
losing on
that.
Friday
Don't
night?
say that.
I hope not. The ACC has some
Ooh.
great teams. Louisville is a great team. And listen, we said this about Georgia, said this about Alabama, said this once upon a time about Florida State. Now we'll say it here about the Hurricanes. There are not going to be many, if any, undefeated teams going into this college football
Yes.
playoff. There is
Yeah.
the most parity
Yeah.
we have ever seen. This is going to be more like the NFL, where you're going to have some multiple losses. You're going to have some losses. And guess what? You got to figure it out. Got to figure out how to go, man. Undefeated football, I think, is done. Like, that's
Yeah.
just, it's not going to be a thing anymore.
Besides
So,
Ohio State may, because I think part of their schedule
right.
and just how good
The
they are, they
schedule is
may.
so easy. I mean, everybody
Yeah.
wishes they had that right now, for
Yeah,
sure.
but I guarantee there's Ohio State fans saying like, "Oh, it's not like Louisville's a bunch of ball busters." So I get their comeback to that one too. So I agree with you. Like this is, I mean, look at last year Ohio State. Since we're top of mind, they lost 2 games. Clearly, I said this as we went to the playoffs. Ohio State's the best team in in college football talent wise. If they are granted one of the 12 spots, they're going to win the national championship. I had them winning it because I still believe they were the most talented team, and they went and dominated and won a national championship. So I'm with you, man. Like, I think we're going to look at this season right now. There may be one team when it's all said and done that's going to be undefeated. It's going to be either Indiana or Ohio State.
Right.
Winner of the Big Ten championship game is going to be undefeated. But other than that, you're going to have everyone else will be 1, 2, and then you may have 1 or 2, 3 lost teams
Right.
in the playoffs. And those 3 lost teams, those 2 lost teams will be good enough still to win a national championship,
Correct.
just like Ohio State did as a 2-loss team last year, which
Yeah.
I love it, man.
It's
I
great.
think I think it's good for college football because we get
Yeah.
nights like this where a number 2 team could still go down to an unranked team. And it's funny. We had my coaches meetings today with TCU, and that's exactly what Sonny Dykes and the coaching staff were telling us. Like the parity in college football right now, especially like obviously them talking about the Big 12, is
Right.
unreal.
Yeah.
They're like, we all see it as coaches. Like anyone can beat anyone
Right.
on any given day. And I was like,
Right.
this is awesome.
Yeah.
This
It
is
is
great.
awesome.
It's great
It
for the
is.
game.
And I think we have to rewire ourselves as consumers a little bit here too, to understand that, and to know, like, it's not over for any of these teams.
Yeah.
Miami, Oregon, Georgia, Bama, like it's fine. And maybe 2 loss and maybe 3 loss, like we just kind of said there. So I'm all for it. Now, again, it stinks in the moment for all these Canes fans tuning in right now. But
I'm with you. I still think
bounce back.
I think they're championship caliber. I'll end
Exactly,
it with
no question.
Miami is still, to me, has everything you want to win a championship.
Yes,
And I'm hoping this is more of wake up call. We are not invincible.
right.
Um, and we can get got, and we gotta
Yeah.
make sure we get back to being the Miami team we were to start the season, winning lines
Yeah.
of scrimmages, running the
Yeah.
football, and then protecting the football as well, because I do
No
believe
doubt.
they are one of the best, I would still put them top 2, top 3 teams in America when it's all said and done. So,
No question.
appreciate y'all. We enjoy your Saturday. We'll be back with more live. We may do a live show tomorrow night, depending on our schedules. If not, we will be with you first thing Sunday morning for our full recap show. Appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, all that. Got lots of good content. I may wake up early tomorrow and do a little Carson Beck film review. So make sure you subscribe so you get the notification when that comes out. Until then, get some sleep tonight, and y'all enjoy another great Saturday of college football.